And I have a copy if anybody, well, lots of people here have copies if they want to see what they're missing tonight. And then learn to ride safely. The back of the bicycle map has some cartoon bike safety tips. And I encouraged one of my old coworkers to ride to work, and he was kind of dead set on riding against traffic like they teach you to jog. And it's these kind of things that you should really at least get some cursory information before you try to get on any busy street, just so that cars can expect the same things from cyclists and to take care of yourself. And then there's Road 1 classes. Is this right, Eileen, that they're offered through the ACA by league instructors? Their classes, you're an instructor, right? They teach you all sorts of bike handling skills and how to be safe on the road, how to share the road. And then I heard that the Bicycle Sports Shop even offers, you can hire somebody to ride with you the first time to work. I think it's like $60, and really just talking to your friends and going to places like Yellow Bike or any bike shop and just asking questions. Next. So this is getting a friend on a bike. So, yeah.
For our office, and I've been encouraging people to take the extra bike to go on errands, and I've been taking them out on the hospitality.
It's like a little,
used to it.
a little contagious bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, so help somebody start riding, like offer to go on a ride with them. Just reduce any barriers or any fear, I guess, that they have of riding. A lot of it is just like knowing that you can be in a lane and not get run over, and that like you can just be secure there, and like cars will, for the most part, give you your space. Yeah, and I had another point. I like to have a lot of those bike maps on hand at all time because they make great visual demonstrations to hand to people and be like, well, you actually have a pretty easy route, you know, here. And then every once in a while you'll find somebody that has to cross 290 and Mopac and something, you know, Barton Creek or something. And then you're like, you should drive. So after you start convincing everybody you know to ride a bike, there are many bicycle organizations that are active locally in town. I'll just mention them quickly. And these all take volunteers, and I think all of them take donations. And changing our monomodal transportation system into one that is human-friendly is something that's going to take all of us working together and calling for. It's not something that we're probably going to vote on. Well, maybe we'll vote on it, hopefully. But so the Bicycle Advisory Council is the citizen interface with the bicycle program, and the city bicycle program, I don't even have it up here. I forgot that I work for them. They are charged with implementing the bicycle plan, which lays out almost every major street in town and what kind of bicycle facilities and how the routes, and the ideal is to have a 1 mile grid everywhere in the city so that within a half mile you can get to a bicycle route that's safe. So if you're a concerned citizen that wants to take part in that dialogue with the city and check up on their progress, then you can go to any of those Bicycle Advisory Council meetings. The League of Bicycling Voters is, I think, like a 10-year-old organization that handles different sticky issues in town regarding bicyclists, and they're very good at using their political power in times of need. The Austin Cycling Association started out as a recreational ride association. All these organizations are starting to cross-pollinate, it seems, but they organize Bike Month and Bike to Work Week, Bike to Work Day, which is the day that there's lots of free breakfast. It's usually around May 19th or 16th or something. And it's a Friday where you can get free breakfast, and they do a lot of work to organize that. And they donate helmets to kids. Do you know how many they do, Eileen? It's significant. And they are membership supported, and they have a lot of people join that organization because they have recreational ride maps available online. And they also have a group rides, hosted rides program where they have rides with ride leaders, and they might be like long, intensive endurance rides, or they might just be fun recreational rides. So you could see if one's going from where you live to where you work, or get some exercise on the weekend. And then there's the Yellow Bike Project. They teach people to repair bicycles. They have an Earn a Bike program where you can volunteer and then learn the skills to build a bike for yourself. I still ride my bike that I built for myself. And they repair and donate. Well, it's all volunteer, so basically people come in and want to learn how to repair bikes, and the bikes that they eventually get right are donated to schools if they're kids' bikes. And they are working to build a new facility. Next. This is a picture. I'm biased, I volunteer for them, so I put a picture in. This is their old workshop where they teach people how to fix bikes. So this one is on the Mueller property, which was is all being redeveloped, and the new one is, the plan is to put it at 1200 Weberville, and we're in final negotiations with, it's right next to Sims Elementary, and it's land that we're building on. So we're in the site development process, which is like double any time estimates that you have of getting anything done. Right next to Sims Elementary. Next slide. So then there's several state and national advocacy organizations also can use your money and support and letters to Congress. Texas Bike Coalition is located here in town, and they do a lot of work with the Texas legislature. There's a great picture on the next slide. This is the Bicyclists in Suits Day, which I plan on participating in this year because it looks so great. They just go into every office of every representative in the state granite building. Go back one, Terry. And then the League of American Bicyclists, they do national bicycle advocacy, and they do the cycling friendly cities ratings, which Austin is a silver, and many other cities are gold, and 2 cities are platinum. And none of those cities are like what many cities are abroad in Europe, or I guess even Southeast Asia. And then there's Bicycles Belong, another advocacy organization. And I guess a point about these larger scope advocacy organizations is that a lot of the money that we use for our transportation system does come from federal sources, so it's really important. It's really tempting to be kind of like really locally focused and be like, I build bikes for kids at the school, but then it's really important also to get that federal funding diverted. If you keep funding cars, then you're not going to have human-powered transportation. And then next, and next. Yeah, and then what you can do as far as the advocacy, I'm sure that sounds all overwhelming, but you can get informed. There's a number of newsletters by all those organizations, I imagine, and the Southwest Cycling News put out by the Austin Cycling Association is a paper that you get when you join, and it has lots of good information about things that are going on in the Central Texas area for bicycling. But in those newsletters, you can look for opportunity, whether to show up to city council and support some bike policy thing that's happening, or where to volunteer, or just to help out some kids, or anything like that. And then I guess I address those actions there. Oh yeah, that last point. Paying more for fuel is a good thing, at least in my world. But in a Zen way, you can take enjoyment out of seeing gas prices go up, especially if you're bicycling, and especially if you want to see a less polluted, less car-dependent world. Next. And don't try that. And I have those maps around, or they're all gone, but I would be happy to talk to anybody if they have questions about how to get anywhere, or bike questions, equipment.